everyone. Today we'll be going over advertising social media. And so this is presented by me, Shadyn Russo, Carly Zamora, Enrique Salazar, and Trey Jones. And like I said, my name is Shadyn Russo, and I'm your Bulletin editor. And first, we're going to be going over Advertising the Club by Enrique Salazar. So take it away.
Thank you, Shadyn. Hi, everybody. My name is Enrique Salazar. Like Shadyn said, I'm the South Mountain Division Lieutenant Governor, and I kind of just wanted to go over with you guys a brief beginner's guide for advertising your club, more specifically your home club. So there's a couple of things you guys should think about when advertising a club in general. A few things to remember is to make any type of advertisement brief and very short. And by that, I mean making sure that when you're advertising your club in a school announcement and or flyer, you should always be able to read something and kind of just have it memorable. It should never be actually like with detail, and like that's kind of more for the actual like first meeting, kind of explaining like, hey, this is what we're going to do step by step by step. When you're creating the advertisement, again, you want to explain in brief what your club is, and you want to make sure that you include when your club meets, just to make sure that everybody who's interested in joining the club can actually be committed to the club. Like, for example, if they have sports on the days you have meetings, obviously they're going to have to reconsider joining the club. So that's why I say just make sure you kind of include when your club meets. Again, very brief and short, and I'll show you an example of what that looks like on the next slide, actually. But other than that, that's kind of advertising that club for brief. Again, what to look for when advertising. On the left, you see a very perfect example of what a key club advertisement should look like. So join us for our first key club meeting. Obviously, that's very big and bold. You want to make sure that, again, getting to that point is a very key in advertisement. On the bottom, October 24th from 11 to 12, very precise. That's when you're going to meet for that first meeting, kind of get everybody to come. And something I didn't include on the last slide, always providing incentives to join your club is actually really key to make sure that everybody you kind of get the most members out of your advertisement. And also, who doesn't like a cool treat and or like exercise that you like be motivated to come for? So I said stop by and learn about Key Club for a sweet treat. So that's something very small, something you can add. Very affordable as well. You can probably go to like your local store and get like a number of candy for a good $5 maximum. But yeah, and then like in brief, I said community service, bonding, and more, because that's exactly what Key Club is. It's you're doing community service. You're also bonding with a new family that you're going to make, and obviously there's more to that. But other than that, that's kind of what you want to go for in terms of making a flyer. But there's also more ways to advertise as well. You can go school announcements. I know my school has school announcements, and again, that's just to very broaden your very member join like numbers, very statistical like planning as well. So again, making sure that you have that flyer that's very precise and brief, and making sure that you know when and how to advertise is really important. In terms of like when to advertise, obviously you would want to like advertise before your Key Club term starts. Maybe that's before your elections, again, before your first service project. There's kind of that prime time where in maybe the midst of like August, September, that you want to get Key Club members to join. So other than that, that's kind of all I have for how to advertise. So without further ado, Trey Jones.
Thank you, Enrique. Like Enrique said, my name is Trey Jones, and I'm the Petroglyph Lieutenant Governor. And today I'll be talking about the portion about advertising projects. So it can be difficult to know when and where and how to start when you're advertising a project. And here are some important things that you can always use to remember when advertising. Make it easy to read, memorable, and short, like spoken by Enrique. You want to keep it concise and to the point with only the main points included. So ways to advertise in person include creating posters that can be posted around your school or local community centers and areas on post boards. Additionally, you can create banners and handouts. Once again, that needs to be concise and short, provide them with the most important information. And it can always be provided with treats or incentives or pins if your club has some. And then announcements. I find that announcements can be some of the most effective ways to advertise in-person projects through the school-wide intercom, classes, or community events. So the next slide is advertising through social media. And this will be presented by Carly Zamora.
Hi guys, so my name is Carly Zamora and I'm the Mohave Lieutenant Governor, and I'm going to be going through a couple of points on how to advertise through social media, specifically how to create advertisements with social media, the different platforms there are, and how to improve your social media presence. So first, we'll start with creating advertisements. The biggest thing here is to be creative. There are so many different ways that you can advertise your club, including eye-catching posts that you can create posts through an application called Canvas where you can create fun posts to advertise your club and events. Places that you can post these eye-catching posts are Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube, as a couple of examples. So now we'll talk about the individual social media platforms and a couple of pros and cons that come with them. So to start, we have Instagram. A couple pros of Instagram is that posts are easily shareable. It's relatively simple to use. It's aimed towards a youth market. It's easily accessible, and you can make public accounts so that way more people can see your post. We'll move on to Snapchat. A couple of pros of this application is that, again, it's targeted towards a youth market, and you can share directly to the members who are in your club. A con with this app is that it is a private account, so not everybody can see your posts unless they are in your Snapchat group. So we'll move on to Facebook. A couple pros of Facebook is that it may help you to reach the Kiwanis advisors. So it's targeted towards a little bit of an older market, and it is simple to use. And a con is that it is more of an adult market. Not many teenagers now you'll find that they may not have Facebook or they don't really know how to use it. So just one thing to keep in mind if you decide to use Facebook. And lastly, YouTube. So a couple pros, again, is that it's more of an adult market and you can make engaging videos and ways that are really easy to connect. A con is that it is harder to use and it does require skill to create videos and to know how to upload them. So yeah. Lastly, I'll be talking about how to improve your social media presence. Social media is kind of a place where you can brag about yourself. If your club had a great time volunteering at an event or has an upcoming service or project, make sure that you tell people about it. It's a place where you can share the incredible work that you're doing, and this can entice new people to want to join. And also you can provide specific examples of ways Key Club truly impacted both individuals' lives and the community as a whole. And lastly, you can find examples of social media posts from other clubs, and these can help inspire you to create a better social media for your own club. So now I will turn it over to Shadyn.
All right, so now that you've learned all these fun ways to create posts and, ways that they should look, now let's start with a fun exercise. So the exercise we're going to be doing is creating a social media advertisement. So why not make a post about the wonderful event we're in right now and workshops you're watching? So the way you're going to be doing this is either you can use Canva or you can just use Instagram stories, and you're going to be creating a post or Instagram story that includes the hashtag, which is #SWD21, and a photo of the workshop you're in. So for example, it can be this one you're watching, or maybe you're in another one, so whichever one. And do not forget to tag at SWD KCI, because how else are we going to see it? And then after you've done all of this and you've checked all the boxes for the requirements, post it. And if you have a private account, make sure to send it directly to SWD KCI so we can see it and we can share it. And so some examples provided are this one on the right, which is you see the hashtag, you see what event you're in, and also what workshop, and it's really good and it's aesthetically pleasing. And then the one to the left, not so much. As you can see, it's zoomed in on creating, and I have no idea personally what workshop you're in and why we appreciate the compliment of a great workshop. We have no idea what workshop you're in and what you're doing. So again, if you're confused, here are some examples. You can go back and look at them. And with that, we hope you had a scaly fun time in our workshop. And if you have any questions, again, about either posts or ways you can get members engaged, feel free to contact any one of the members with our emails provided. I'm your bulletin editor, Shadyn, and we have Mohave Lieutenant Governor Carly, South Mountain Lieutenant Governor Enrique, and Petroglyph Lieutenant Governor Trey Jones. So with that, thank you again, and hope you have a great time with your other workshops. Thank you.